Hey everyone, it's Jake and Lexi Wyer here in Wilmington, North Carolina with Blue Coast Realty. And today we're going to talk about pros and cons of Leland. Maybe you saw our pros and cons of Wilmington video, and we're having a lot of people relocating that are interested in the surrounding areas of Wilmington, not just Wilmington specific. So Leland is in Brunswick County. It's just west of us. It's just west of the Cape Fear River. First thing that people usually notice is home prices are a little bit lower over there.
Yes, most people are going to start their search online, and I think that's the glaring thing that shows up and a lot of people ask us about is why do you get so much more for your money in Leland versus Wilmington? So we're just going to go over the pros and cons of purchasing and locating in Leland versus Wilmington. We actually have lived in Leland and we've lived in Wilmington, so we kind of have a bit of a personal experience with both of them, and we can kind of tell you what our personal experiences were and what some of our clients have told us about it. So let's go ahead and start with the pros. Like you said, cost of living. So first off, you're going to notice online more bang for your buck in Leland. You're going to get a lot more house for the price per square foot. You're also going to get lower property taxes in Leland versus Wilmington. So that's something to keep in mind. You're just going to have a lower cost of living in Leland and a little bit bigger of a house for the same money.
Also, the lot sizes are a little bit different. So if you were looking for anything above about a quarter acre, you want a half acre, even a little bit more than that, Leland would be a good place to look versus Wilmington.
Yeah, so that goes back to the price of land out in Leland's a little bit less, and so builders are trying to fit a little bit less in those spaces, I think, for the most part, so you get a little bit more generous acreage as you post the Wilmington developments that are going on right now.
Well, and it's not as saturated, so they're kind of just starting to really push for development out there. So
it's building like gangbusters, though, so don't think it's going to be country forever. It's building up fast. The other thing that's really cool about the Leland side of things is they have some great master planned, award-winning golf course communities out there that have all the bells and whistles. If you're looking to pull into your house and have a community swimming pool, a fitness center, a golf course, tennis courts, you name it, then Leland might be worth taking a look at. It's definitely got all of those kind of communities that have kind of everything wrapped into one. So you kind of can pull your car into the garage and call it a weekend over there.
So they also have, a lot of them have kind of shopping centers attached with them too. So Brunswick Forest has its own little shopping center. Waterford Estates, that's kind of got its own little shopping center right there too. So it's not like if you're in Leland, you're just kind of out on your own. It's not like that at all. There's everything you need there. You have dentist, doctor's office, there's real estate offices, shopping. There's not many shopping malls, but as far as just groceries and things like that, you're not going to find the bigger stores like Costco, Sam's Club. You're going to still have to come to Wilmington for that, but they've got a Walmart. They've got different, grocery stores, daycare centers. I mean, it's not totally like out in the country or anything.
And again, they're building the shopping as quickly as they're building the residential. They're trying to keep up as best they can. But that brings us to the cons. So obviously, if you're getting more bang for your buck, there's reasons for it. One of the cons that was huge, and you'll hear a lot of people talk about it, it's kind of the old timers, is there used to be a lot of traffic associated with going to Leland. They've expanded some of the roads that go out that direction, some of the highways, and a lot of the bottleneck issues have kind of been taken care of. It'll slow down slightly, and really the biggest problem is you're going to have to go over one of two drawbridges to get into Wilmington. So if those drawbridges come up for any reason, which is pretty rare, you're kind of going to have to wait for the bridge to come back down.
Well, and those schedules are posted online too. So if you want to get ahead of it and you want to know that your commute is not going to be interrupted, you can look online. But if you do get stuck behind a drawbridge, it does take, it takes probably, 10 minutes? 15 minutes maybe.
It's no big deal, really, unless you're in some huge hurry. But it's on the radio.
Trying to make an appointment. It's a big deal. It's an inconvenience. So
it can be. It can be. One of the big things too about the Leland side of things is, geographically speaking, it is on the lower side of the Cape Fear River and is historically more prone to flooding issues. The average elevation of the Leland side is 16 feet as opposed to 30 foot on the Wilmington side. So if you can imagine a river, when it overflows, it's going to go downhill, and that's going to be the Leland side of things. So make sure you're checking those flood zone maps, FEMA flood zone maps. If you have any questions about that, we can help you out there too. But make sure that you're staying out of major flood issues. And if you are in major flood issues, make sure that the house you're buying has the proper elevation to stay out of problems. Other than that, what else do we got for Leland?
The population, what did we say? It's about 19,000.
About 19,000.
That was in 2017, so it's probably gone up a little bit. It's definitely gone up a little bit since then.
A little bit. And the other thing about the Leland side of things too is coastal access. So as a crow flies, you're not very far from the coast, not really any further than parts of Wilmington are. However, your access to an actual beach is going to be either Oak Island, which is down in Southport.
So that's just south of Leland. Again, it's going to be on the west side of Wilmington, and then you just head down south along the river. So that's where Oak Island and Southport are.
Or you're going to have to come over the bridge. And
Right.
you're going to have to go to either Wrightsville Beach, Carolina Beach. So really, I think any of the beaches is going to be about a 30-minute drive if you're in Leland, depending on where in Leland you are. So
if you are on the north side of Leland, you can always go up and kind of around Wilmington over to the northern beaches, which are located in Topsail, Surf City. Those are a little bit further away, though. Definitely a little bit more of a commute there.
yeah, so honestly, the way I look at it is if you're looking for, and your interests are golf, and you're really interested in having a really nice community and a really nice home for the price with affordable property taxes, Leland is a great option. It really is, and it's only growing, and property values are going up.
It is developing like crazy out there, so you will see a lot of homes with that brand new, open, beautiful floor plan with some land, and it's just a little bit harder to find, or you're going to pay more for that in Wilmington. So
Right.
It just kind of depends on what you're looking for. Also, your commute. If you are retirement age, or you're not commuting, or maybe you're used to a crazy commute in another area and the commute's going to be no big deal for you, those are all things definitely to consider. The commute, I would say, would be a big one. So
Yeah, and I think, like I said, that's gotten a little bit better now that they fixed some of the traffic issues. It's not quite as bad as it was, but something to keep in mind. So more bang for your buck out in Leland. Definitely worth a look if you are considering moving to the Wilmington area as an option.
if you are thinking about Leland, I would definitely try and make that commute in morning and afternoon times. See if you can deal with it. When we lived in Leland, we didn't think the commute was a big deal at all. It really wasn't. So, and they actually, the first year we were there, they were working on widening that highway. So,
And I guess one last thing to leave you guys with is it's neither a pro nor a con. It really depends on your preference. Leland has a little bit more of a rural feeling than Wilmington does. Wilmington definitely has a little bit more of that mixing of northern Yankees and Southerners, and I think it's got a little bit more of the metropolitan city feel on the Wilmington side, little more rural feeling on the Leland side, and that might be changing as time goes on. But
I think that will change pretty soon.
So we hope that's helpful. Pros and cons of Leland. Leave some comments if this was helpful. Thumbs up. We'd appreciate it. We'd love to have a discussion with you if you got any more questions. Again, this is Lexi and Jake Wyer, and we'll see you next time.